Hey guys, what's up? Chief Pat here, and today bringing you guys a brand new Clash Royale video. And today we're going to be hopping back into my Let's Play Clash Royale series, where you can see something pretty terrible has happened to my trophy count. So I'm at 1979. I think in the last episode I was at like 2350, and I mentioned this in the end of my last video on my main account. But right now I'm in Indonesia, and for some reason I didn't think the internet here would be too big of an issue, but I've been to about 10 to 15 different cafes to find a stable connection for Clash Royale. And I didn't think it would be an issue because I know that Indonesia is actually one of the top 5 countries that watches my channel. So I thought things, would be fine. I'd be able to find some decent internet, but I've been disconnecting nonstop on this account. So I've actually lost a bunch of battles, and I'm all the way down to 1979. And I must have lost like 10, 15 battles for free. So a little bit disappointing, but I found an Airbnb that I'm staying in that has somewhat decent internet. It takes like 3 hours to upload a video, but at least during Clash Royale, I don't lag out anymore, which has to be the most frustrating thing ever, just getting 3 crown to 0'd over and over and over again. But let's go ahead and get into a couple of battles, hopefully climb our way back up. And I can't really blame this game so far on the lag, but we do have a decent elixir lead. You guys might notice a trend in a lot of my games that I usually get down pretty early, and I usually sacrifice a lot just to get those elixir pumps down, which ended up happening right here. He got a hog rider to the tower, which is at 922 right now, but still not too worried, debating on playing another elixir pump, honestly, but I'm just gonna wait for the musketeer to cross the bridge. We're also going to pick up some free spear goblins right there. Another elixir collector is going to go down, and at this point we've sort of slowed down his push. He had a lot of tempo in the very beginning by getting to the tower, but at this point we're really controlling the match. We've got 2 almost full elixir collectors, and even though he plays that minion horde, I'm going to try to drop some skeletons to distract, which should work for just a moment. And he actually played a zap spell as well, but again, I'm really waiting on getting that poison to level 2 because it takes so long to kill a level 9 minion horde that honestly it is a little bit depressing. But still, really not too much damage taken against our tower. He played a lot of elixir on that push. We've got full 10 elixir plus a musketeer in the lane, and he hasn't even played anything yet, so let's play our poison spell. We've got the zap ready. I'm going to go ahead and zap both those archers, and even my Valkyrie is going to walk over to that musketeer and start swiping both her as well as the tower, and because of that, things are looking good. Now, I do make a mistake right here. I drop my musketeer way too far out, and the minions are just going to eat her up, and because of that, his minions are going to start getting to my tower, bringing it all the way down to 16 HP, and honestly shouldn't have been that close. If I played that musketeer farther back, maybe like directly right to my tower, then I think I would have been okay, but a little bit of an error there, and now I know that tower on the left side is pretty much as good as gone because he does have the zap spell, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to make him work for it. So you really don't want to give up a free tower unless you have a great opportunity on the other side. I'd rather make him waste that 2 elixir on my tower and also take out that push as well. So that's what he's going to end up doing. I'm going to play my Valkyrie now to kill those goblins. He's going to go for another minion horde push. Again, the poison spell only being level 1 is going to take a little bit to fry those minions down, but now that he went so aggressive, I've got a musketeer, I've got a Valkyrie, I've got 2 elixir pumps down, I got a second Valkyrie down. He is in a lot of trouble right now. My zap's going to take out a bunch of those skeletons. We've got, again, 2 Valkyries, that musketeer, and we're sort of just snowballing our elixir right here. I'm going to start cycling through some of my cards. We've got the skeletons, and that tower is all the way down to about 590 HP, and I'm trying to distract those minion horde just in time to give my musketeer a little bit of space as my hog rider runs towards the tower. So the hog rider is going to sprint over. It's going to actually end up getting 2 shots off on the tower. I'm going to zap the tower down as well, and the poison spell is going to finish off the game and give us a pretty solid 1 crown or 2 crown to 1 victory on my account. So it feels really good to get back on to the winning streak, even if it's only 1 game on this account. Just disconnecting over and over again, which still could happen later inside of this video, is really frustrating inside of the game, but still 21 cups. Let's go ahead and keep pushing. We're at an even 2,000 right now, and we're still plenty of ways away from the frozen peak. We probably have to win like 10 straight games to make that happen, but let's just go ahead and start doing that, and it looks like we're going to be facing off against a level 8. Alright, so starting this battle, only 2 cards that we can play in the very beginning. We can play the Elixir Collector or the Musketeer. I'm feeling a little bit spicy. Let's play the Elixir Collector in the very back. He's starting off with his own Musketeer, so I'm thinking he might be running the same version of my deck, which is the Hog Trifecta, so I'm just going to keep that in mind. I've got my Musketeer ready, but he's actually going to play a Giant, so because of that, I don't have my Valkyrie just yet, which is a little bit annoying. I'm going to go ahead and place that right now, and it looks like my Valkyrie is going to take charge damage from that Prince, but take a look at that Zap. That Zap actually ended up giving my Musketeer a little bit more life that she otherwise wouldn't have had because it reset the aggro on his Musketeer, and overall, we were able to hold off his push. We still have our Elixir Collector down, and if we can start making a little bit more of a lead with these Elixir Collectors, then the game should be firmly in our control, sort of like the last one. We took a lot of damage in the beginning, then we had 2 Elixir Pumps down, and there was nothing that he could do, and sort of the same thing right here. We've got the second pump down. He's got a Hog Rider, and I play my Cannon really far out there, which is able to aggro both of the towers to attack the Hog Rider at the same time. And this game is going pretty perfectly so far. No complaints. Let's play a Valkyrie to stop the Barbarians. We've got the Zap spell as well. That should be able to help out and destroy all those minions. Actually, a couple of those minions might get a hit off or 2 against the tower, but not too big of a deal. I didn't want to waste anything else on defending that. And at this point, he's got to be pretty broke on defense, and we can start thinking of either a push or another Elixir Collector. So, of course, you guys know what it is. Before a minute left in the game, before I get into double Elixir, I still like to hold on to my push. I really don't like to make that big push until there's a minute left in the game or I'm in overtime, and that's what I'm going to do right here. I've got that second pump down. The other on the left has about 2 elixir left inside of it. I played my cannon, which I thought was too far away, which is why I played oops. I wasn't BMing him or anything like that. I just genuinely thought I had messed up right there, but it actually turns out things were okay. His Hog Rider's actually going to go all the way over to the left side, and I've got 3 elixir pumps down right now, guys. This is getting ridiculous. I bet you guys know the frustration when you're playing someone when they just out elixir pump you to death, and that's sort of what's happening to this guy right here. Now check out this Zap. I'm going to play the Zap right as the Barbarians go down. I actually thought he'd throw his minion horde on top of them as well, but take a look at this lag that I am talking about. This is what happens over here. Honestly, it's usually way worse, and I can't even connect for like 20 seconds, but just take a look at this. It just completely gets destroyed, but so I went on an angry push right here, and it actually turns out to be pretty effective. The angry Chief Pat lag push tends to be a little bit OP. The Hog Rider actually makes it to the tower, and we end up killing the Prince as well, and the tower is going to go down, giving us the first tower of the game, and there's only 10 seconds left, so somehow the lag actually ended up not being too bad. Looks like the Hog Rider did make it to the tower. Poison spell goes down crazy late. You can see the game is sort of freaking out right there, but we still pick up a victory, even with the Indonesian lag being a little OP. So, scary game. You can see the Wi-Fi symbol pop up again and laugh in my face, but we still get the W. I'm going to trust the router with one more game. Hopefully that isn't too much of a mistake. Maybe it was something going on in the background. I sort of just have to make sure that I don't have any like YouTube videos in the background while I'm playing any matches. 2029, I am so close to the crown chest. Let's go ahead and hop into one more battle and see if we can make that happen, or at least pick up another victory on our way back up to the Frozen Peak. All right, so battle number 3, we're going to be going against Dark Wizard, another level 9, guys. I'm getting so frustrated playing level 9s, especially the ones that have level 10 commons are just the most frustrating thing to play against because all my commons are level 7, except for my arrows, which I don't even use inside of my deck anymore. I wasted all of those donation requests and all that gold on the arrows that I don't even use, so it's just really frustrating. Let's see what this guy has. Sometimes the level 9s actually don't have that crazy of card levels. And yeah, all right, well, we're gonna play a Musketeer. He's actually not playing anything right now, so I'm gonna go for a little trifecta push. He's either not, okay, yeah, he is playing. Some people do this where they just don't play in the very beginning, and you can see he actually doesn't end up taking that much damage, but still, I do have my elixir pump down. Minions, looks like maybe one hit off against the tower. I'm gonna play my cannon for the Barbarians, and it looks like I will have to drag my skeletons as well to bring these Barbarians back over to my cannon, but still, only one hit from that minion. He gave us a little bit of a lead right there, which is maybe why he's struggling right now at about 2034, but still, let's go ahead and get ready to go on our push. We've got both of our pumps down. He's got his pump down, and honestly, I'm just going to go for a little bit of a push with my poison now. Of course, as soon as I play my hog, he plays his spear goblins, which gets a pretty decent amount of value. The poison spell will run into the witch as well, so I'm getting the elixir pump, the witch, as well as the tower. And as soon as this witch crosses the bridge, let's pop a Valkyrie onto her face. We've got the cannon as well for the giant, and with the 3 elixir skeletons to help out as well, shouldn't take more than a single shot onto our tower. And yeah, really not too bad right there. All right, so gonna pump up again in the very back. Gonna let my Valkyrie do her thing. Looks like the skeletons will take a single shot from the tower before eventually they get swamped into the Valkyrie spinning axe. And now let's defend with our own musketeer, as well as he does have those spear goblins, so I don't feel bad about playing a zap. And now that the zap has gone down, shouldn't take a single swing on that tower, and this is where we can go for our push. We just hit a minute left in the game. We're getting double elixir, which means we can go for like 5 cards on his side of the map. We've got obviously the hog trifecta. Now we've got the poison spell, which you can see I played right on top of the minion horde instead of the tower, which works out pretty decently for killing everything in its sight, but obviously I missed out on the damage against the tower. Probably could have gone either way right there, but I did get all 6 minions, which was sort of nice. At this point, barbarians should die to the tower, even though they are level 9, and it looks like he's going for one last desperate push with the giant witch combo, and I'm sort of going to have to push this off. Now, this is going to be a little bit frustrating because we're not fighting on my side of the map. I can't play my Valkyrie on top of this witch, but as soon as the poison spell goes down, he makes a big mistake by dropping. Look at that zap value. That is just absolutely gorgeous. We've got 2 musketeers down. We've got the Valkyrie down. We've got the hog rider coming in hot. I feel like this game is all but over with the poison spell as well, and as soon as that hog latches onto the tower, it's not going to let go, and that should be the game. One last hit with 1 second left in the game. So good game against Dark Wizard. Again, he made definitely a big mistake in the very beginning, but eventually we were able to overcome and get 30 trophies for this victory. We are back on a 3-game winning streak on this account, and still got a long way to go before we get back up to the Frozen Peak. It's really a bummer to drop down arenas. I know even when you don't lose like 400 trophies in an hour, it's frustrating, but obviously having cards tied into the arenas makes it even more of a bummer. But still, we should be able to request 30 cards now when we donate, as well as donate 8 commons, I think, at a time, or at least 6. So yeah, things are pretty good. We'll make our way back up to the Frozen Peak unlock. I still don't think we have the Ice Spirit, which is a little bit depressing, but still gonna get that soon, and that is going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you smack a like on the video. Again, super sorry about the lack of videos, but I finally found my one true god Airbnb that's letting me upload and play matches without lagging like I did inside of that second battle most of the time. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.